And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. We're back at it again. Glenn Lou is with me as well, and hey, time to talk some more Giants baseball. Giants are in the news, and we'll get into it. But Glenn, what is today, my friend?
We're heading to the club, baby.
That's right, baby. Friday night. Let's go. Come on, man.
This is quite fitting music for the story I've got for you.
I know. Enough of that. Hey, hopefully everyone's enjoying the Friday night here in the Central Valley, socked in with fog all damn day, man. It was just a gnarly day here in the Central Valley, but hey, it's Friday night. We're here to do it again, talk some freaking Giants baseball in general. There's a few things, man. Giants are in the news about trying to get a trade done. I already see it in the chat. The MLB Pipeline 100 dropped today. There was interesting. We'll talk about which Giants are on the top 100 and where they are in the top 100. So we'll get into that. Anyway, Glenn, Giants in the news. Couple of things. First and foremost, we'll get this one. This is not as important as the one today. Yesterday, news came out. I think Ken Rosenthal and somebody else, I can't remember who it was talking about the Giants were somewhat involved in the Freddy Peralta. Of course, that didn't pan out. Freddy wound up going to the Mets. I wanted pitching. I mean, I've been talking about this for a very long time. Pitching. And I still feel the same way. But news today, according to Andrew Baggarly, Giants were trying to trade for CJ Abrams. And the names that were bandied about as far as what this deal was supposed to be about. Wow. And look, I'm gonna tell you off the bat, guys, if this indeed were the players involved in trying to get CJ, I give it to the Giants. They tried, man. They were giving them a lot of pretty damn, I mean, Wisenhunt, Joe Swar, Bo Davidson, Bresnahan. I mean, they got Johnny Level. There were so many more. I mean, it was incredible. There was guys all over the place. And look, I can't fault the Giants for that. I can't. You know who I can fault, though? I can fault Greg Johnson. Again, I'm still sticking to that. He freaking did not exactly do Buster Posey any favors, because now everybody knows this is the way that the Giants are trying to go. But that being said, Glenn, what'd you make of the news of the Giants trying to get a big trade done?
Well, when I saw the name CJ Abrams, Eric, of course, I was a little excited. I said, ooh, who are they giving up for him? Like, wow, what are we going to give up? And the fact that, dude, as my avatar below says, does anybody want our players? They unloaded, Eric. They opened up the vault of the future, and they were giving up. I don't think you mentioned Carson Seymour there. I mean, boy, oh boy. If that can't get it done, who's offering more than that? And you see all these deals that are getting done right now around Major League Baseball in the last week or two. Boy, teams are willing to part with prospects for players.
Yeah, we
were willing to unload a lot for obviously talent, Eric. But the fact that Washington Nationals wouldn't pull it, I thought that was a good deal for the Giants. Great deal for Washington, but if it didn't get it done, it didn't get it done. I just want to start. I'm going to jump ship here. I mentioned this to you, and you're like, "Whatever." What are you talking about? Maybe Lou heard this. It was appropriate. It's a Friday night. We were at the club. We were turned away, rejected, but that's okay. Golden Voice. You familiar with Golden Voice, Lou? Golden Voice, the organizers behind the iconic Coachella Music Festival, Eric. They have partnered with the San Francisco Giants to bring a series of electronic dance music concerts to the Bay Area. So now we're into there we go! It's the Giants! I knew it! That's the Giants! It's the Giants. Is that Buster Posey in the DJ booth? It just might be. So they're going to bring a series of music and
DJ Buster P, baby!
I thought of Lou right away, because Lou and I have been known to be spotted at a few music festivals and concerts. But Lou, electronic dance music is what we're into now. Kind of fitting a lot of the crap they play out there at the Oracle Park. I was like, what is this? Oh, my God. They set up the DJ booth. Yeah, that's it. They set up the DJ booth out in the 415 Club there on the weekends. And I'm like, come on. Play some real music, upbeat music. You know, when you go to the gym, Eric, I work out, I'm doing my thing. I'm listening to AC/DC and Guns N' Roses, a little Metallica. There's some Bay Area flavor for you. But electronic dance music, that is the story of the day until the potential trade there that just didn't come about. But the Giants are now into the music festival business, and they've partnered to bring concerts to Pier 48, according to a press release today. It's going to be called Club Dark, D-A-R-C, Club Dark. So anyway, if that's what we are, we're all about theaters and electronic music. We can't get deals done. Lou, it's not looking too good. The music better be freaking good, I'll tell you that. Because I don't know. The only music thing the Giants were involved with last year was a Christian music festival, and it was around the ballpark area. Big turnout for that. But now that, Eric, they're involved in so much.
Other than baseball.
Exactly. I mean, 2 years ago, all we were talking about, the Giants weren't talking baseball 2 years ago, Eric. We're not playing good baseball and all the talk. I'll never forget. It seems like everybody saw it too, didn't they, Eric? I'm watching the ball game down in the bedroom, and I was working on the computer for my work, doing so work and baseball. Good combination, right? And they bring in what's his name there to talk about Mission Rock for an entire inning. I don't know if there was any play-by-play. I don't know what the hell happened that 20 minutes of baseball.
Yeah.
But it was all about Mission Rock. And then, of course, the theater, and now the music festival. Can we stick to focus? Can we focus on baseball, Eric? And obviously, the little we are focusing, if we can't pull off a deal with Washington, what we offered, I don't know how are we going to make a trade, Eric? What about you, Lou? Who's going to deal with the San Francisco Giants if they won't take that package?
Well, I have three things to say about this. First of all, last time I looked, Isn't he a shortstop? And didn't we sign a shortstop last year for 6 years?
Supposedly he is going to be moving to second base because his defense isn't very good. Yeah.
Okay. This is what this means to me. And this is what I've been saying. And I know we're going to talk about the top 100 lists where everyone's favorite Giant superstar has gone down. Is a team like, you got to remember what Washington did before. Okay. They made a huge trade with the San Diego Padres, where they traded a guy named Mr. Soto, and they got prospects. Remember, CJ, I think, was the original pick of the Padres, if I remember right.
Yes, correct.
First round, 6 overall. So this is what it tells me. They know prospects a little bit better than us. And we keep falling in love with our prospects no matter what. Maybe Washington wanted more, and they realized these guys aren't as good as we think they are. I think the problem with the Giants is, and it's like this all the time. Everyone loves Jerome, but there's reasons why the Giants are trading 5 or 6 guys and most people think, like Scuba, we can just trade Eldridge. Let's get that off. I don't want to hear that chat on the chat anymore. No, we can't just trade Eldridge, who has gone down. His defense has been worse, for Scooble right up. Guys, stop thinking Eldridge is a superstar. Sure. Let him prove it, and then we can do it. But Washington knows what they're doing with young guys, okay? They traded superstars. They probably know prospects a lot better than us. And I think that's the biggest problem with the Giants is we think our guys are better than they are. We talk a good game, but the rest of the league really knows how good our prospects are. Right. I mean, you're telling me, hey, this guy was a number 6 pick shortstop. He's going to move to second, and they still said no. And again, we only know about 4 or 5 of the names. It could have been more, To me, this also tells me they've given up on the pitchers already. Because if you're going to give up pitching, where we need pitching, but we're going to give some of our young guys where last year they were sort of our newcomers. They're not as good as, again, what we think of it as. They are. I think our farm system, when we go back, that they're really going to give the youth. I mean, here it is. The Giants say we're going to give our youth a chance. Now we hear about a trade that we probably shouldn't have heard about, that we were willing to give away the youth trying to get somebody. So again, it sort of, goes back to where the Giants now sort of stuck their, what does Buster wear? 10.5 in his mouth. And he's trying to get it out because I don't think this trade, if you notice, like a lot of times about the trade, they rebuffed it. It really wasn't 100%. Well, then do me a favor. Stop telling us that you're at the table for all these events. If you're going to tell us that the Giants are trying to do it, stop doing, as I sent out before, the 2006, now not Pepsi sponsor, but the 226 aggressively pursued some guys. We keep getting invited to the table, but it's just not like that. So I think really that's sort of my interpretation because it did sound like a lot. But, the other thing, too, is you're giving up young pitching. Well, we don't even have great starting pitching. Why are they? To me, that's all right. We're willing to give that up. Now, I agree. CJ Abrams is young, and I like that they're going after someone because he's got a very high ceiling.
Yeah.
I think that's just something where the Giants, again, I don't know who's making these decisions, too, on the trades. I wish they would say Mania quoted or Buster quoted. We're assuming it's just, the owners. But it is sort of weird where this one sort of got out. And now if you look over the we were just sort of talking about it. Well, to me, it looked like it got pretty close, And like what Washington did is they also made a big trade earlier, that we heard about today with Mr. Love leaving, who I would have loved for the Giants to be a young guy under contract, years, a lefty. But I just think it comes back to where, like we've been saying, the Giants prospects aren't as good as we think, or they're really farther away. Maybe that's a better analogy, where we think these guys can play. Like, Eldridge might be good, but he still might be a year away, 2 years. All these other guys might be 5, 6 years away. It's baseball. That's why only the creme of the creme make it to the majors. And we saw that last year. We have a lot of guys that, struggled in AA, hit great in AAA, right? Because a lot of times you're playing in these places that are, a mile up and you hit good, and then they come to the majors and they come back. So I think it's more maybe some of our prospects or suspects are just a little bit farther away, and, they went for a deal, but Washington said no. So.
Yeah.
You know what, Lou? You brought up a good point. I was listening. I'm not sure if it was New York. I think it was actually Boston. I flip around the dial during the day, and I think it was Wednesday. WEEI in Boston hit on that same thing. They were talking about CJ Abrams' defense. Might have been the MLB Network, for that matter. They were talking about his defense, and now that this comes up, I think, so they would have moved him to second base, right? But now, Eric, I think what you see tomorrow, we'll wake up. What are they going to do now, Eric? They're going to move on to Brandon Donovan. That'll be the next flavor of the day. Tomorrow it'll be Brandon Donovan, and I'm telling you right now, they're going to want Cigar in that deal. So will the Giants make that move? I know it's going to be Brandon Donovan. They're going to move off. And what does it show, Eric? To me, it shows they can't get these deals done. This is the guy we want. This is the guy. So if they get Donovan, it feels like they're settling. Well, we got to get somebody. They're not getting the players that they want. We'll end up with a guy like Donovan. They're going to unload a lot for him. I'm telling you right now, Eric, I don't know if I'm going to like it. We'll see what happens. Nice shirt.
Donovan, now here's the thing. Here's the thing with Donovan. Donovan only has 2 years of control. CJ Abrams had 3 years, so you're going to have to give up. And you go back what Lou said when they traded Mackenzie Gore, 5 prospects had to go back to freaking to the Nationals. Mm-hmm. And what did the Rangers give up? They gave up their the second highest prospect in their system, who was the 12th pick in the draft last year. So they had to give up a pretty penny to get only 2 years of control with Mackenzie Gore. So yes, Nationals are selling. It's just for whatever reason. And again, we don't know the whole story. I'm going to bring up the story here shortly on NBC Sports Bay Area on what was talked about as far as this deal. So yeah, I mean, and Lou, you might be right. Maybe they don't value those guys for whatever reason, but look, and I said this already at the top of the show, I can't blame the organization for trying to go out there and do something. The organization wants to be better now, and they're trying to figure it out, and they're trying to get a trade done. They may not want to spend a whole hell of a lot of money, but they're trying to get it done through trades. They want to improve the roster now. And again, I give all the credit to the organization if they're trying to do that. If that's the case, right? How can you fault them when you see Joe Swar and Johnny Level and those type of guys? And again, those are guys we're familiar with. We don't know what the Nationals think about them. But speaking of Joe Swar, he moved up. He moved up in the top 100. We'll get into that a little bit later. Bryce Eldridge went down in the top 100. Again, the MLB pipeline version of their prospect list. So. And what is going to happen? Anyways, here, let's bring this up. I want to bring up the story because also Andrew Baggarly also talked about the Giants maybe pivoting to Harrison Bader and a guy that both of you guys like, Luis Arias, supposedly is being talked about. But
Bat on the ball.
Let's see what it says here. Again, Giants unable to complete a blockbuster with the Nationals per report. Quiet offseason, blah, blah, blah. Giants pursued a trade with the CJ, but couldn't come to an agreement. Again, Andrew Baggarly. If you guys want to follow him on The Athletic. Says, per Baggarly's report, Giants are willing to include several of their top prospects. Joe Swar, Johnny Level, Carson Wisenhunt, Bo Davidson. All 4 players are in the top 7 of the MLB, or in the top 7 per the MLB. Yeah, they are. If you look at the, we can bring up the Giants prospect list here in a bit and show you what it is. But yeah, the Giants were willing to go pretty heavy in trying to get CJ Abrams, which I found it quite interesting. And again, here it is, Mackenzie Gore. He got 5 prospects from the Texas Rangers. Abrams was young, of course, 25. Though he played shortstop, he would have been slotted for second base in San Francisco with Willie Damas holding down shortstop. Exactly. However, the Giants appearing to have moved on from Abrams. Buster and Cosby must find another avenue to improve the team, whether it's in free agency or a different trade. San Francisco frequently has been linked to trade rumors around Brendan Donovan, Nico Horner. But it says they're poised in talks with free agent center fielder Harrison Bader, who could supplant their current shaky outfield situation. With the pitchers and catchers to report, blah, 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 in 3 weeks. Okay, there you go. So let's talk about this just for a little bit before we go back to the more of that trade stuff. So are you okay with Harrison Bader? I am. I from the very beginning, I was okay. He's a decent bat, and he's got a hell of a glove. It's better than what the Giants currently going to be putting out there in the outfield. So Harrison Bader is fine, but I still want a damn pitcher. I want a freaking pitcher. Yes, it's okay if you go trade for some of these guys like CJ and Brendan Donovan. I'm okay with that. But where is that damn pitcher, man?
I'm jumping on that. I'm jumping on that all the way to the finish line, Eric. I'm going into the home stretch, and I'm saying that we need – you're not going to win. And I've had this comment off air with some people who text me during the day. They say, oh, we had 2 more bats. We have 1 more bat. We're competitive. I go, you look on the history of baseball. There have been great teams, Eric. There have been murderers row type lineups.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the pitching – and really, Eric, we don't have half a pitching staff, in my opinion. We got like 2.5. We got 2.5, and we should have 5. You got to get 5 solid guys who every day when you hand them the ball, Eric, they pick up that ball out at the rubber. You know you got a shot.
Yeah.
And I think
So
our
do
top
this.
2 do. But, and you know what? Do you really think the San Francisco Giants right now, Eric, everybody's talking, they might pivot to another player, and I think they will. People are saying, they appear to be getting aggressive because we're only, 3 weeks. The pitchers and catchers will be heading to Arizona, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, Eric. So I don't know if we're getting aggressive as much as maybe the San Francisco Giants right about now are starting to panic.
Well, I'm telling you something right now. And Lou, you tell me if you like this. If you're able to go out there and say you sign Harrison Bader, I'm okay with that. Right? I'm okay with Harrison Bader. Then you trade for Brendan Donovan. I'm good with that. And then you cap it off and you go and get freaking Framber. Would you say that the Giants if you add a Framber and you trade for a Donovan and you sign a Bader, would you not say that the Giants are significantly better even than they were last year?
And when Lou answers that, will you also add this, Lou? That's Eric's ask. My ask to you is, the way that the Giants they kind of they stroke the ego of our players. If you pick up a Bader, then where do you put him? I think the pet project for Vitello is going to be right field. Then you've got Jung-Hoo at center. You got Ramos in left. I mean, where are you going to pencil him in and who moves out? And I think it's going to, the way they treat the lineup as it exists now, it's going to cause trouble. What do you think?
I tell you what, real quick, Luke, before you answer, Bader in center field, you move Jung-Hoo Lee to right, and you keep Ramos in left. There you go. All right, go for it.
I don't think they will. I think Vitello's pet project is right field.
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
Or he might be in AAA. If you get Bader, if they sign Bader, it changes everything. If you don't sign Bader, well, then it's a different story. Luke, go for it, man.
I don't know if Vitello's going to want to move off Gilbert. I just think it's going to be that love affair, and he's going to fit right into the
I'll tell you what,
mentality of the Giants.
And if he does it, then that tells me Vitello knows what the hell he's doing as far as not just playing his guys. That he's going to go with the talent.
True. But if he does, it's just okay. To Lou, floor is yours.
All right. First of all, Eric, you're talking about getting numerous players. Let's just get the first player, and then we can worry about the second one.
Nice.
I know. Hey, dude, I want the team to.
I understand. With all this said, is the team would be better than what we have now. And I would be happy just for that, because right now we're a 4th place team. That's all I think. If you really look, when Abraham was here talking about his great Mets, he brought up some good points, and one of it was the team totals. Giants haven't moved. They have the same win total, but other teams have gone up. So that tells me, especially where we don't have a bench, we don't have a second baseman, we really don't have an outfielder, we don't have a contact player. If we did get him, we would move up probably 3 to 5. I think 2 more guys, 5 wins. I don't know if that'd be enough, but then we'd have 85 wins. That's a lot better than some of our predictions, 77, 72, all that. The one thing about Harrison, 3 years ago, I thought he was a great player. He was going to be one of those guys, but 2 things. He gets injured a lot. Hopefully he can come back. And it's a lot different playing in Philadelphia than at Oracle. So I just want to make sure, we realize one's a launching pad. The other one is really more great for pitching. So,
and that's fair. Yeah.
But with that said is I would love to get anything right now, but I also think in the back of my mind now, again, this isn't Alex, this is Andrew. So I think it's not like Alex and Susan that throws stuff up against the wall. I think there's a little seriousness of this where I think this trade was probably on a scale of 1 to 10 about a 6. I don't think it was like a 9, but I'd say 6, 6.5. But the other thing is we haven't really heard from Baggarly in a while.
No, we haven't.
So
that's a great point.
All of a sudden he brings this up. Also, what I think is just the timing of all this. There's been so much movement, as Glenn said, in the last 72 hours. Signings, trades, left and right. Is this, again, just the Giants telling the fans what they want to hear? Because there's been so much negative. There's no more Niners. Right now, everyone's talking about the Giants. They're talking more about the Giants because the Niners just lost their defensive coach. He's gone.
Yeah.
Niners aren't playing in the Super Bowl. The other news today is the mayor said we're not getting rid of the homeless. If people come here, that's fine. They're not going to move it like they did 6 years ago. So San Francisco is not getting much pub, especially the Giants where, everyone's down on Buster. Everyone's down on the Giants. I don't think the Giants are selling as many tickets because they already decided now we're going to start selling June and July, where normally they wait. They've already announced promotions trying to get it. So it just might be a little of a cover-up. I hope I'm wrong, just because Baggarly just out of nowhere bought this up. And I just think the timing is sort of, because what's happening is not only this trade, the top 40 comes out. Eldridge is now, is dropping, which we'll talk about. And now we're talking, now we have 2 other players that we might go after, Arias and all that, where, before today, we didn't really talk about anything. We didn't talk about trades. We never talked about our prospects. We never talked about going after these other guys. So it's just sort of, sometimes you just got to watch the timing and try to read in between the lines.
There you go. Hey, look at this. Prapa donates $5. Thanks, Prapa. He did. Look at that. He changed his logo, our avatar, and he changed it to the Patriots with a San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah,
How about that?
I like it.
How about that? Hey, you're still rooting for football? That's cool. Trading Eldridge is crazy considering how far we are from the Dodgers. Nothing we get in a trade with him would get us close. Rather see what he got in there. He's got there. Look, when you're talking about competing with the Dodgers, yeah, I get it. But he could also land you a pretty significant piece. Well, or maybe not, because that's a great swing. Hey, Prapa, you're reading my mind, because let's get into the news today. MLB top 100 pipeline, or pipeline top, whatever you want to call it. They dropped their list today and it's been updated. So let's take a look at this again. Prapa, thank you. And to your point, yeah, I understand that. You can see what he has. That's fine. But as far as him being a prospect, a little bit of the shine came off the Star today when the prospect list came out. Number 1, look at this. Let's go down. Let's take it. We'll go 1 to where Bryce Eldridge is, but we'll also talk about another guy in there, Josuar. Connor Griffin is now your number 1 prospect in baseball, according to MLB Pipeline.
Hey, Eric, before you go, do you also look at AA, AAA, where they are right now?
Yeah, it shows where they're at.
No, I know it shows it, but what do you think? Do you look to see where they're at?
Yeah, when you're doing a trade, yeah.
Okay.
If they're in A, well, then that's quite a ways away. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at this. Kevin McConaughey, Detroit Tigers. Look at that. He's in AA. When you're in AA, you're getting pretty damn close. Hey, look at that. The A's who traded for Leo DeVries. He's the number 3 prospect. I think he took a. Where is he through? I think he was the 3rd last time, right? If I'm not mistaken. Jesus Made. Milwaukee Brewers. Look at that. Number 4. JJ Weatherholt. Never even heard of him. He's just an infielder. He's at AAA. So it looks like he may be getting some playing time this year. Well, they say estimated time 2026. Sebastian Walcott. Number 6 for the Rangers. Samuel Basallo, still a prospect. Again, he's going to come off that prospect list. All right. Going to come off that prospect. Max Clark, number 8. Colt Emerson is number 9. 10, Walter Jenkins. And 11, Nolan McLean. Look at that. Where's Armand? You're out there? Looks like he took a jump up. Now, this is where Bryce Eldridge was last year. He was at number 11, right? Oh, this is not new. He's not 12 no more. I thought he moved down. I thought he moved down to 25. Or is he still number 12? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they updated it. Last time I looked, I thought he was number 25. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's take a look at. So he's number 12, and so Nolan McLean and Bryce Eldridge have swapped. DePaula. Oh, there you go. I don't know if this is updated. I could have sworn he dropped to number 25. He's the outfielder for the Dodgers. Bubba Chandler, number 14. Eli Willits over there with the Nationals. Painter still there. He's number 16. I think. These
are wrong. I think
these are wrong because he moved up. See,
like 5.
Hold on. There we go. Let's do this.
There we go. Wrong year. Hey, Eric, does that sound familiar? Putting 25 on?
Yeah.
Inside
Bubba
joke.
Chandler is 11. Treya Savage. There he is. Number 12 for Treya Savage. Sorry about that, guys. Eli Willits, again, number 13. Walter Jenkins, number 14. DePaula, he fell a little bit. He's at number 15. Carson Benji, he is 16. Thomas White, Carter Jensen. Hey, look at this. We haven't not yet got to Bryce Eldridge. Bryce Eldridge is now the 25th ranked prospect in the MLB pipeline.
He fell more than his rating. He fell 13 spots, Eric.
He fell 13 spots. Yeah. So what does that mean? I have no idea. Painter is now 28. The next giant is Josuar. Now he moved up. If I'm not mistaken, last year he was 89.
And that's great. That is great for a guy you're going to see an A ball, Eric, when he's making that kind of jump in 1 year. That's fine.
Where was he? Hold on. Let me make sure. I think he was 89, wasn't he?
Nothing wrong with that.
Where the hell was he? He was 82 last year. Now he is 44. So he made a pretty significant jump. Again, chose him at rookie ball. Now I believe he's going to start off the season in San Jose, if I'm not mistaken, guys, right? I think that's what they said. Let's see. Nope, still shows rookie ball, but I think he's starting off in San Jose, if I'm not mistaken.
Big jump.
It is. It is a big jump, man. It is. So there we go, man. There we go. Now, again, and maybe this is one of the reasons why the Giants are having issues. Maybe if they want to involve Eldridge, that he's just not getting the run that the Giants thought they were going to get. It's possible. We don't know. We don't know what other teams value our prospects. And where are our prospects? Here, let's just look at the Giants here real quick, and then we can continue on.
By the way, Insane is asking, Treya Savage is not a prospect. What WTF? But technically he is. Because it's based on his based on the games played and time at the major league level. He got hot. Starts. He only had a couple of 3 starts, and then he had that magical run in the World Series run with the Jays. So he is a prospect heading into. And
if I'm not mistaken, I don't think playoff time is considered against MLB playing time, right? I think it's different. So
regardless, he hasn't got a month under his.
I don't think he didn't even have 15 innings pitched for the season, right?
He's 5-1 to win Rookie of the Year, so that tells you right there.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Bryce Eldridge, look at that. Number 1. Joe Sarr is the number 2. Keelan is number 3. 4 is Johnny Level, and 5 is Bo Davidson. Here, let's just round out. Let's see who was the last. Get up to the 10. Carson Wisenhunt failed to 7. Arias is 8. Kamaya is number 9, and Keener Martinez is
Eric,
number 10.
If that's the updated list, then I'm looking at the list here. So that means the Giants offered in that trade 4 of their top 7.
They did. Davidson, Level, Gonzalez, and Eldridge. Yes. And hold on.
Not Eldridge. Wisenhunt was in that list.
And Wisenhunt. And he's number 7.
So there you go.
4 of the top 5 of the top 7.
They were going to clean out our minor league system, and they didn't. Don't want to deal with it.
So, well, there you go.
Baseball.
I mean, I can't blame the Giants on this one. I can't. I cannot blame the Giants for the simple fact that they tried to offer a great package, right? They did. That is quite the haul for the Nationals. And again, and there you go. Dallas is saying, did they offer all of them? I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm reading online.
Hey,
that's
Dallas,
all the stories.
It might have been close for the simple fact. Look what Gore got. Gore brought back 5 prospects. He had 2 years in control. CJ Abrams, right? He's going to probably get more than 5 prospects, and he's got 3 years of control.
What I'm reading online, Eric, is they offered that was the deal. The San Francisco Giants offering 4 of their top 7.
That was what's being reported.
Yeah.
I mean,
Giants baseball, phone's not ringing, and nobody's picking up.
Yeah, but guys, except for
maybe
except for Harrison, these are all single A guys. Maybe Washington doesn't have time to wait for.
And there you go, and that's possible, right? And that's possible. A lot of these guys are young. They're not ready. Joe Suar, I mean, he's what, 17, 18, something like that. Wait, how old did they have him here?
I know everybody on our everybody's on board.
Old.
Everybody's on board, Eric, with the Giants. They want to win now. But you know what? If the shoe was on the other foot, Eric, and the Giants, we had a CJ Abrams and we landed all of those prospects. Talk about rebuilding your farm system and the future of the ball club. I'd be happy with the trade if it was on the other foot. I just don't see what the Nationals are because the Nationals aren't winning no World Series this year. Eric.
No, they're not. I don't. Look,
tells you that what you got to give up these days to make a trade, Eric.
That's the damn Skippy right there. It is not. It is not a no. And the old saying, you got to give up somebody to get somebody. Well, you want to talk about giving up somebody, boy? They are not freaking messing around.
So if you're in the Giants front office, you're like, what do we do?
I know. Exactly. Well, that's why, man. If you want to make the team better, you're gonna have to bite the bullet. And what I mean by bite the bullet, you're gonna either have to shell out a lot of money, or you're gonna have to give up on a lot of prospects. And that's where it is. But I'll tell you something right now. It shows that the Giants are trying to do something to improve that's the biggest takeaway I'm getting out of this. The deal didn't get done, and yes, it's the whole the narrative of Giants trying and this and that. But with this, it's not like they were trying to skimp. They weren't just trying to say, "Hey, we're just trying to offload some of nobodies." The Giants, if that's the offer being reported, that's a damn good offer. That's a strong offer. And look, it's up to the other team whether they want to say yes or not. But it shows the Giants want to improve the roster. They're not kicking the can. They want to do it now. And this kind of goes in line with Buster Posey's mindset. He wants to win. And that's fantastic. That's good. That's something that I want to hear. Now, still got to go out there and get it done. And that's the thing. You just can't give up. Glenn, you said, what else can the Giants do?
TBD is saying that, Abrams, he's just kind of middle of the road. But he's going to make that club better, Eric.
Yeah, look, come on.
I'd rather have CJ. Who do you want, CJ Abrams or Brandon Donovan?
Ooh, to be honest with you?
I want Abrams.
I like Donovan.
But anyway,
now, man.
it's moot point
Yeah,
now.
it's a mute point. But hey, Donovan still could be a factor. Lou, I mean, do you see the Giants would
but also now we're talking about 2 second basemen. Does this mean maybe Casey's not recovering from a surgery as good as we think?
Maybe they just may. Hey, there you go.
You know what I mean? I mean, I didn't think it was that serious of a surgery, but now we're talking about 2 different.
You know what? I don't think
basemen.
it's that. I don't think it's that, Lou. Maybe they just want to upgrade.
I think they do.
That's what it is. And look, if the Giants are talking about Donovan and Nico Horner and trying to trade for CJ Abrams, and they now, I mean, I guess Baggarly also talked about Luis Arias, and he would be playing second base. So what that tells me is they're not. I'm not going to say they're not committed to Casey. Maybe they just want him to play maybe they want him more of a super utility guy, because the guy could play third, he can do short, and he can play second. Hey, first base too. I forgot last year he played a little bit of first base. So maybe they want him as that super utility guy. So depending late in the game, right? You got to, defensive substitution, or you want to get that right-handed bat in there against the lefty, whatever it may be. Maybe they want him as one of those super utility guys on the bench. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But yes, to your point, Lou, it seems like the Giants are trying to upgrade second base.
And I've been lurking around, Eric, watching other channels. And as it stands now, the roster right now, so many people out there thinking this is an 85, 86, 87 win team. I don't think that's true. And again, I beat that horse, Eric, and I think you agree with me. You're not going to win without the horses up on the mound. We don't have the pitching.
You have to. But real quick, just exactly, right? Doesn't that do this? If you get a second baseman, not only do you improve second base, but you also improve the bench, which, Glenn, you've rightly explained, the bench isn't that good. Schmidt would be a great bench player. So you're killing 2 birds with one stone.
True.
With that,
multifunctional. Right? He can fit in. And you know what? Yes. There you go, Eric. You can slot him in anywhere. You need somebody late third base. Somebody gets hurt. You can pretty much plug him in, I think, anywhere. And
you know what's another thing you could do too? Glenn, think about this. You're talking about late game strategy. There's a time if Donovan's at second base, for some reason, if you want to put him in the outfield and then bring Casey Schmidt into second base, again, because it changes up the whatever you have to do, you got different. Tony Vitello will have more options because Donovan can play second place and play the outfield. Casey Schmidt can play all the infield positions. I think that would be freaking awesome.
But again,
awesome. Gotta get that pitcher, man. I'm 100% behind you, man. You have to get that pitcher. I just don't trust.
It is what it is.
And along with all the plethora of the youth, I'm not denigrating them. I'm just concerned about, can they go an entire season, without having any type of hiccups. Hey, what's up, buddy?
You're talking about adding players, Eric. Sorry, Lou, I'll jump to you. I'm thinking if we add players, that's what we got to do regardless. But like I say, people thinking this is an 86 win team as it stands now, Eric. Am I wrong here, Eric? There is no depth to this team. Right now, bottom of the 9th, bases are loaded. We need 2 runs to... Who's coming in off the bench? Who do we got coming off the bench, Eric? The only guy I can think of is Encarnacion.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, he is your big right-handed bat. If there's a lefty on the mound and you need someone to go knock the snot out of the ball, that's who your guy is.
But a guy who couldn't make the Florida Marlins, they cut him loose. We're grabbing guys from the Mexican League, Eric, at the end of the day. So I'm not too excited about him. And he strikes out at about a 38% clip or something around that mark.
Hey, dude, like I said, there's only so much you could. Hey, I'll take Encarnacion. If you could go out there and get a second baseman, a batter, and a pitcher, I'm okay with Encarnacion being on the bench. Man, we just had a bunch of super chats come in. Here we go. Woo! TBD with Adamas, Ray, Webb, Chapman, Devers. The Giants can't be in rebuild mode. As a result, they have no choice but to add to free agents to trade for players. That's kind of where I've been, TB. Honestly, that's where I've been. You don't add all these players and then just say all of a sudden, let's back this mother up. We're making a U-turn. I don't see it. And look, yeah, exactly. I just don't see that happening. And for all intents and purposes, the Giants are trying to add players, whether it be free agency or through a trade. It seems like they're not necessarily what you want to call it in a rebuild mode. They're trying to go for it, man. I think Susan Slusser talked about it. You got three of these guys, who got about maybe 5 good years left, maybe a little bit less, depending on, how they progress. We don't have a crystal. Wow. I'm sorry, Glenn, you got the crystal ball.
I've got the crystal ball.
I don't have the crystal ball. So no, I don't think it is. JB, he's showing times in $2 Australian, our good friend from down under, 87 win team. Maybe if you include spring training. Oh, look at this. I hear you.
The next one I don't agree with, Eric. I don't agree with this.
All right, here, Propa, another $5. Look at Propa, man. Love it. Winning a World Series is hard. Yes. Making the playoffs isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's hard.
It is.
We saw it firsthand as Giants fans, man. We saw how hard it was. Almost half the league makes it. I wouldn't say, look, it's not like the NBA right now. It's not like the NBA. It's wild how so much of this franchise has tried to lower expectations. And that, okay, yeah, to a certain extent, I could see what you're talking about there, Propa. I could see what you're talking about because we've been in the doldrums for so long, man. 4 straight years of 500 baseball. My God, man. And that's kind of what you're doing. And I think maybe that's where you're going with lowering the expectations. It makes it difficult, man. It
and
is.
Making the playoffs
it's not easy.
You know what? Major League Baseball,
easy.
while making the playoffs, it's kind of watered down a bit, a little easier, must say.
Well, because of the third wild card,
about win the if we
Oh, that's not talking about winning the division.
We had to win the division to get in the playoffs, man. I'm packing it in now. I'm down in the foxhole with the little white flag, Eric. I'm giving up. But I must say that this just proves that baseball, dude, it could be April, could be June. You got to go out and play every day. You got to pick up your wins, man, and make hay while the sun shines. You cannot take any game. I hate that when fans say, oh, we lost tonight. That's all right. No, it's not, man. That one game can be the game you're talking about in September and say, well, we blew that one, didn't we? We didn't make the playoffs by a game, by a hair, by a whisker. So every game, every 9 innings you play, so important. And there's been a lot of people, I don't know if you saw it, Eric, a lot of people in our chat tonight. I know Lou's got his eyeballs focused, laser focused on that. And he sees the guys in there. We see you out there. We know what you're talking about. People are saying, so we're winning, Eric. Who's coming in out of the pen? Again, too many holes.
Lou, let's get into this one.
All right.
White Sox.
That's what I was going to say. If you take Webb out, the Giant starters last year averaged 4.2 innings a start. And I thought it was worse than that. So that means we got to somehow come up with 4.8 of bullpen to finish. And I think that's our biggest problem. Because last year, at least we had some guys that had roles. We have guys that we're going to throw in that we hope can fill those roles. And as we know, some of these roles are not as easy as you make it out. 8th inning, we've seen guys go to the 8th inning, can't do it. We've seen guys try to close that have been good in the 6th, 7th. It's a different game. It's all mental and ability. So I have no problem us trying to improve the offense, but if they're going to do that, they better improve that goddamn bullpen too. And that's either the way you improve it is either you get a stopper, since our stopper's under the knife, or you get another starter. You can't do both, but you got to do that so you can take part of it, because you know what it's going to be like when you watch the A's when they play at home. Every game's going to be 14-12, 10-8, 9-7. And to tell you the truth, if you're going to score 10 runs, the way the Giants strike out, they're not going to score 10 runs. So we have to do what's best for us.
Like they say, Lou, in the movie Trading Places, yeah. Right on.
Okay, yeah. TB, another $5. Man, TB's coming in strong. Well, actually, no, that's probably TB. I think, yeah. I can't. You might have
tuberculosis.
Whatever.
There you go.
TB, I think you did super chat earlier. But is it possible that other teams don't value the Giants prospects as highly as management does? Yes, that is a possibility. Nets did their scouting and came to this conclusion. Maybe. Look, gosh, dang it. I'm gonna have to reach out to Jalal. He's a busy guy. Jalal's a busy guy. he was a former scout, right? And that's something that we could take a look at. And again, he's not going to be able to answer for an organization, but as far as what it takes, as far as being a scout, yeah, bring him on here, and then maybe we'll talk. How do other clubs value other clubs' prospects? Maybe that'd be a great conversation, to be honest with you, to have.
Yeah,
that'd be an awesome conversation. But what the hell was I going to do? Can't remember where the hell I was going to go with this one. Oh, talking about the closers, White Sox. Man, they opened up some money for a 1-year deal for Sir Anthony. Remember Sir Anthony? Remember that, Glenn? Sir Anthony Dominguez?
I thought his name was Sir Anthony somebody.
You thought it was royalty.
I
did. You got a curtsy when he comes in. You got. But anyways, Sir Anthony,
I kept asking Eric Lowe last season. I said, "What's his last name?
Is it 2 for 20? Is it 2 for 20? Well, still $10 million. Yeah, that's what it was. My bad. 2 for 20. That's still good. That's something that the Giants could have done, right?
And Eric,
and I don't know how they're going to do that with them.
Eric, that's because they have 4 arms that were in AAA. They're going to bring 3 of them up this year, so they're getting time. And they have a guy in like single A who's being double A. That's their closer. So you see what I'm saying there? They signed a guy for 2 years. That means their young guy can take his time, experience double A, triple A, and then when this guy leaves, they have a guy to fill in. Again, we talk about that with the future. You got to think of stuff 2-3 years down the line. And that's what other teams are doing. I mean, when Abraham was, what's his name from New York was on, were you shocked that the Mets, Armand, that the White Sox win total was 75? You probably thought 65, they were like 50 65, or 60 or 65.
Still.
You got to remember, they have a future. They have young studs that are working their way up. One of the things I saw last year, because my company is big. Oh, yeah. They just signed Lamont.
To a minor league deal.
For a minor league deal. So, and again, more of a veteran to teach the young guys. But last year, I bought this up. The Chicago White Sox. Now, again, their AAA might be different than the Giants because, you have National League, American League. But they had 4 of the top 10 pitchers ERA, the White Sox. All young, all cheap. Now, they're about 2 years away of being really competitive in that league.
And Lou, these were guys who were thrown to the Wolves because they entered the season, Lou, last year. They lost everybody in their starting rotation.
Everybody.
Yeah. So it was sort of like the old, what I call, I know it's a cliche, but the old Ramos move where bring them up. We need them. Yeah. Why do you need them? Because we got nobody. The peanut vendor's going to be starting.
That's the one thing. And I'm going to say to be determined, he brings up a great point. The Rockies and the White Sox had a better offseason than the Giants. That's what gets scary when these other teams that are below us are making changes. The other thing, too, crickets. I think people forget who the manager of the Chicago White Sox is. Comes from a family, proven winners, the Venables. So, that's one of the things I wish the Giants, instead of going for Tony V now, again, I'll be the first to admit if the Giants, after their incredible start and Tony V's making changes, I'll be the first one to say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about Tony V, but he's got to prove it. It's the same thing with Eldridge. They got to prove it. We're all just assuming too much that these guys are going to be good. Let them prove it.
Your number one source for
breaking news. I didn't know. I got excited. So, but that's the key.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. Let's get this team together. That's all I'm saying. Let's get this team together, right? And it's nice to hear that the Giants are trying to get into this trade market. They couldn't trade for a starting pitcher. So, hey, maybe you just go out there and just give the money to Framber. Because, hey, I think, Lou, you were talking about that, right? You're talking about how after Logan Webb, the starters were given, about 4.5 innings a game, something like that. If you add Framber Valdez, who also pitches 200 innings a game, well, guess what?
Average goes right up to about 6.
Move Tyler Mahle to the bullpen. All right? He could be your swing man, your long man, whatever you want, right? He could help you eat some of those innings. because again, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have. I'm not going to say the arm strength, but he may not have the arm strength to go 150 plus innings as a starter. Come on, man.
Hey, Lou, I know you like to head to the wager window once in a while. At any time, Lou, you see Giant Sports Talk Live in the wager window, and you're going to play the over-under on if Eric can do a show and not use the term if. Always take the over.
Hey, what else have I got? There's nothing else I got, man.
He's hanging his head on ifs and maybes.
I can't. Look,
there's no absolute. I'll give you a what if.
When's the last time I've been able to come on the show and said the Giants have signed this player? That's
last year, December 12th.
Oh, speaking of which, hey, we got something special coming on. And Lou, I want you to explain what we got on store in about under a month. But before we do that, let's hear from our proud sponsor. There we go from our proud sponsor, Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world famous Tommy Margarita. Lou, you got some news to drop. We've been kind of floating this around. We got a little bit of finality.
We have a super chat, so I wanted to take care of TBD first.
Let's do that. $5. Problem with the pitchers, they're a year or two away from. Wait. They are a year or 2 years away. Is that they are one pitch away from Tommy John. Best to trade prospects at the top. You look, that's just the nature of the game, though, right? TB, that's the problem. That's the nature of the game. You got to take that into consideration. When you signed a pitcher to a contract, that may occur. It's so prevalent in Major League Baseball today. You almost have to take that into account. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't. You got to go out there and get the best players. You got to take that risk sometimes. And if you don't have the guys in-house, which is, the best way to do it, because even if you trade, that same pitcher could wind up blowing out an elbow, and then you lost all those prospects for nothing, right? So it's a risk either way. The least risk is developing your own pitchers, but right now the Giants just aren't quite there. That's why you got to either trade for one or pay for one. Anyways, go for it, Lou.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to tell you, so my sister lives in Manhattan in a place called Sutton Place. And she was at a very famous hotel called the Hotel Chelsea. Unfortunately, I've never been there. I can't afford it. But there they have a menu called Tributes where they only serve 3 drinks. And number 3 is the world famous Tommy Margarita. It even says the thing, and it says Julio's Tommy's Bar, San Francisco. So we're not messing around here anymore. But me, Glenn, and Eric are very proud to announce now that it's 100% set that we're going to have a day where, with Glenn's technology, we might even do a show. Unfortunately, me and Eric don't know how to do it, but we're going to sort of do a meet and greet and show live at Tommy's on Saturday, March 14th. That's before March Madness, all that. From 3 to 7, we have the whole private back room. We also might even have a sponsor for the event, but we're going to go there. So you guys are going to be able to come. We're all going to be able to meet, and we're going to have a fantastic time. We have it so we can fit between probably 12 and 30 people. Again, Saturday, March 14th from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock at Tommy's Margarita. I mean, Tommy's Mexican, home of the famous Tommy Margarita. The owner's going to give us a little information about his supplies, a little information about tequila. Of course, we're going to have free chips there, food, the works. Chance to meet us all. Come on by. We look forward to having you. And we're going to keep bringing this up. So March 14th, Saturday, from 3 to 7 at Tommy's Mexican on 24th and Gary.
Free food, free drinks. That wins Eric and I's heart each and every time. Eric, I was about to ask you earlier in the show. Before we forget, it'll be the end of the show. We'll be in the green room afterwards, savoring the night. Show everybody that new shirt you got on.
No, you saw it. You like that, huh? Yeah,
there it is.
buddy.
You know what shirt that is, guys? What is shown on Eric's shirt?
Yeah, buddy.
It's the big boy.
It's the big boy. You know,
when I saw that, I said, I must have that for Eric.
Come on, man.
That jumped
the
off
big
the
boy. You guys, you said the big boy? Come on, man.
And they even got the number right on the shirt, I believe, Eric.
They did. 4014.
That's the big boy.
Supposedly it's going to tour maybe the entire country this year.
What's that, That ain't exactly that's not the what
that's
is
not
it?
Caltrain.
That's not the Minneapolis and Manitoba line, is it, Eric?
No. That you want to talk about some heavy iron? That thing is impressive.
Well, we need some heavy iron this year, man. We need some heavy bats, man.
There you go. That would be nice. No, but anyway, so go back to what Lou was talking about, man. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to that. Honestly, we should have a good time. You guys show up, man. We'll have a good time. You know, talk Giants baseball, baseball in general. Dude, it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to that.
You know what it's like when you're new to the place, Lou. So I was just there 3 weeks ago. Eric, you're going to go there that afternoon. You're going to kind of like feel the place out. You're going to be looking around. I'm ready to jump right in. I know what I've been there. I've curled before. I'm ready to go, Lou.
Yeah.
And he even said he does have a wheelbarrow. I asked, do you have a wheelbarrow out back? He goes, yes, for situations like you. Wheel me out of the place.
What is up, Mark? That's our good friend over in New York. Yeah, they're expecting a shit ton of snow on Sunday. A shit ton of snow. Look at that. He's got Grimace. He's excited. He's got Grimace now on his avatar. Remember that last year? Remember?
The neighbors are banging on the wall at me.
Uh-oh. Way to go, Glenn. Gonna get freaking citation.
Do I yell a lot? Jesus. Yeah. Sorry.
9 degrees, man. Yikes.
We're on the air.
Oh,
and that's warm for over there. There's like Texas right now is ridiculous what they're expecting. Even colder than 9 degrees.
Really?
Everyone be careful. Be careful.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, what's up, Benji? But I can't wait. I can't wait till freaking March 14th. Gonna be a great day. Hey, there's Don. What's up, Don? Our good buddy from Evansville. Come on, man. Getting ready for 10 to 14 inches. Oh, jeez.
Opening day will be around the corner. Eric is all excited about going to Tommy's, and Lou and I are looking forward to the margaritas. I know. Why is nobody looking forward to opening day right now?
No way. Yeah, I know.
And Eric, you sent me a text. I think it was last night, Eric. And when I saw it, I go, no truer words. I think to quote the legend, Eric Romo. Yes, to quote Eric Romo. I can't even quote. I can't remember what you said. You said something to the effect of,
I've never seen the fan base so despondent.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
And I went,
it's
truer
right.
words. Mm-hmm.
Come on. That's kind of, I've really have all the years that I've been covering the Giants here on YouTube. What has it been going on around 3 years now? My God.
And that's the people who are, people who are facing the realities, not these people who say, we're going to win 86 games as it is. No worry, no panic. Come on. 86.
But, yeah, I mean, right. That's kind of just because it's just this offseason has been just not very appeasing. I guess they'll just use that. Right.
Does it tick you off a little bit, Eric, when you see people talk about the Giants or baseball in general these days? And I know you just touched on it, somebody in the chat a few minutes ago, but you can't go through life, let alone baseball, worrying about, again, what ifs and maybes. You got to go out and do your business. Get the pitch. So you sign a pitcher and he gets hurt. That dems the breaks, Eric.
Them's the
You
breaks.
cannot sit idly,
Yes.
but we were going to sign him, but he might get hurt.
Yeah,
That's
I
not the
know.
way you go through life. You get the job done.
Get it done. That's what I'm talking about. Benji, man, come down or up, I should say. Come up on freaking March 14th. That'd be awesome. We have a good time. That'd be awesome. Benji's been around since the inception. No, almost the inception of the channel. So yeah, I'd love to see you come down if you can.
By the way, Eric, I said I'd do my homework early in the week, and I forgot. I did it. Sacramento River Cats tickets average between $23 and $88 per game. That is the bottom, and I'm going to 25 Giants games for $125.
Hey, it's a pretty good deal.
How's that even conceivable? You can get Major League Baseball the Giants are acting like the Oakland A's were, Eric, when you can go to a ball game on a weekday afternoon for $2. I can go to a Major League Baseball game for $5 in San Francisco. And people are like, well, they want to get people in, and it's the product, Eric.
Yeah. No.
They're begging people to come.
You're not wrong.
We bought tickets to a couple of games last year, Eric. I don't think it was one that you were with at the ballpark with me. Bernice and I went to a game where the ticket, I think, was $30, but it included $35 in alcohol, hot dogs,
extra stuff.
I said, so in other words, you're paying me to come to Oracle Park. Does that make any sense, Lou?
Yeah, I know the right field pavilion is AKA the kids section that they give you, like the tickets are $33, but you get $25 worth of food. I don't know if it contains alcohol, but it contains everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but hey, it's what it is. I mean, who knows? The Giants could start off great in the month, not, and then everyone, it's the place to be at. It's just one of those things.
It happened. Well, it got that way, right? Remember when they're going that big run, the park was getting crazy, right? In the August time. I mean, that was pretty damn impressive. And it all started when we were all together there for Longbridge preaching beforehand. And then we all enjoyed a game, right? Yeah, I know you're looking for it. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. It was a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you, gosh, dang. Great memory. 2025. That was the best baseball memory right there, man. That
Who's
was awesome.
the guy in the front?
Hey, look at that. Good old Dan. Dan there in the front.
Wisdom from back to front there. That's all.
There we go.
And then, Eric, we had such a good time, we had to bring our CFO with us and go since Marty was going to be there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we replaced him with Abraham.
Yeah, Ibrahim showed up that other time with
and then Marty sat behind us.
Down.
Like Marty with all the
yeah.
credentials had to sit 3 rows. We said, "Hey, do you want to come sit in the front row, or do you need the telescope?" No. So
right. That was so much fun, man. Gosh,
you know it's good. You know it's good when you got to tell Marty, Laura, you want to come sit with the heavies? You want to come up here?
Oh, that's funny.
And that wasn't just a one-off, Eric. I don't know if Lou's familiar because he was our off-season signing. We go back in time. Look at that. Look at that cat.
Yeah,
There's a band of misfits if I ever saw one.
Yeah, I haven't. Justin Kerwin. There's Robbie Dizzle right there in the middle. And then Heckmo right behind me. And then me and you are bookending that thing. So, yeah. There you go. Good times, man. That
security
was
and then, hey, Eric.
Security kept telling us, you got to move. You got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
1 minute.
Okay.
And then one of the things that we're going to do is talk to my Giants contact because, obviously that one is from the bleachers. I think it'd be fun on a game where we can maybe get 15 to 20 of us. We'll get 20 seats all together in the bleachers.
That would be so much fun, man.
Like maybe one of the Saturday night games that start like at 4 or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll look at you guys from up in my good seat with my military-grade binoculars because
Come on, you don't want to be among the people?
Eric, I've never sat out there.
Oh,
you
I've never had a bleacher seat.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing, Glenn.
And we'll get right above the cars, so if there's a home run, we can say, we'll catch them. We'll where you sit there.
We'll get like you said, 15, 20, a bunch of us bleacher creatures out there. That'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know. I'll probably get kicked out by the 4th inning in the bleachers.
The game might be over. Don't worry about it.
So, Eric, maybe one of our future shows, we're going to have to take on this topic.
Don't panic.
No, not Joe. Yeah. Don't panic.
Not Joe.
As Eric whittles those fingers down to a nub up there in the corner. Look at him.
There
Eric.
you go.
Eric has seen the Grim Reaper, and the season hasn't even started. Boy.
Oh, man. All right, let's get the heck out of here, guys. This is a fun show.
I'm ready to rock and roll. We should do an all-nighter one of these days.
Oh, my. Hey, maybe if they sign Framber, we'll have a little bit of a longer stream.
Didn't you guys do an all-nighter one time?
We did a 12-hour
show, Lou.
We did a 12-hour show, Lou, and boy.
I wonder why you guys are still exhausted. That's why you had to bring me on after 12 hours.
That was
nuts, a lot of fun, actually, but I didn't want to do it. It was fun, and then afterward I go, Eric, we're never fucking doing that again. It's true. Lou, 12 hours? Oh, my God. That was, think about it. We've been on for an hour and 11 minutes.
Yep.
And we went another 11 hours.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Sharks up 3-1 third period over the Rangers right now, early third.
Hey, all right. There you go.
Nice.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back on Monday unless maybe some big news breaks. Mm-hmm. It sounds like the Harrison Bader deal might get done this weekend. So maybe you'll see us over the weekend, guys. We'll talk.
It's always
a treat.
Always a treat coming on here, especially on the Friday, Eric. We're heading out to the disco. We get the work out of the way early. Eric's hitting the club in a few minutes. Lou, he's got one foot out the door. I'm getting some beauty sleep. I'm, the elder statesman here. I need all the sleep I can get. But I get to hang out with the legendary Eric Romo and Lou Marsden.
Oh, come on. Look at that. That's wrong. What do you do? And Lou Marsden. Come on.
No, I mean, that is it. And Lou Marsden.
There we go. That's even better.
What do I got, a theatric? And Lou Marsden. Come on, Eric.
Tomorrow, guys, if you guys want to go watch some JUCO baseball, I'm going to be out there at American River College tomorrow.
With who?
With the Robbie Dizzle. I'll be out there with Robbie Dizzle tomorrow watching the West Valley Vikings take on the American River whoever's. I don't know who they are. Honestly, I don't know.
Cool. So. Fire up the bad boy and ride this train out of here. Let's go.
Let's get out of here. All right, guys. We'll see you Monday night, 8:00. Unless, again, news. Let's get out of here. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.